As we saw, the Gilded Age was a time of all sorts of problems. There was an increase in urbanization, which was brought on by an increase in industrialization, which was unchecked during the time, so there was issues such as child labor, long hours, low wages, which were imposed by the capitalists, who got away with this by bribing the politicians, which led to rampant corruption on the local and federal level. Old issues such as Jim Crow began to flourish during the era, and the suffrage movement was a long way off from achieving their ultimate goal. Literary critics such as Mark Twain began to openly criticize the hypocrisy of the era. In rural communities, they expressed their frustration of the issues with the growth of the Populist Party and the nomination of William Jennings Bryan. And in urban areas, muckrakers such as Upton Sinclair drew public attention to the issues in politics and industry. Many of the solutions to these old issues were found during the Progressive Era, but with these new solutions came new problems. Industry began to be regulated with the breakup of monopolies, the regulation of food and drugs, and laborers began to unionize and have some of their demands met. The suffrage movement achieved one of their main goals with the 19th Amendment, but brought around the issues of prohibition with the 18th Amendment. The civil rights movement comes together under organizations such as the NAACP, but become divided through the leaderships of Du Bois and Washington. And America has to deal with the issue of what it means to be an empire after gaining possessions during the Spanish-American War and increasing their influence in the Western Hemisphere. The era culminates with World War I, which has a variety of impacts on these different social movements. So during this lesson, we're going to see how the progressives dealt with the issues of the previous generation and what issues they pass on to the next generation.